Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name is David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Why are you here? Why are you here right now? Why are we having this moment right now? Probably because you like magic tricks. You like magic tricks, I like magic tricks, and here's the thing. New magic comes out all the time. People ask, how come you upload every single day? Well, because there's a ton of stuff coming out constantly, right? Every single day, there's a brand new trailer for a brand new thing, and you and I, we have fear of missing out, right? We want to get the latest and greatest, and so that's where I come in. I show you exactly what your money gets you. I want you to know exactly what your 40 bucks buys you so that you can make an educated purchase. I don't want any of the magic you buy to end up in a drawer. I want you to be happy with every single purchase you make. And so I pull back the curtain, I show you exactly what you get so that you can make up your own mind. Today we're going to look at Swarm from Abstract Effects. Who are Abstract Effects? It's the Other Brothers, right? It's the Other Brothers. Back in the day, before there was Abstract Effects, I did a lot of reviews for the Other Brothers. Very creative team. Daryl and Daryl, I think they're both good magicians, they're very creative magicians. And under the Other Brothers title, right, under that company name, they released a lot of cool stuff. Their Witch Hand Effect was one of my favorites. There was a gimmick deck they released a while back that I loved too. But recently they have stopped releasing effects as Daryl and Daryl, and they've been releasing effects as Abstract Effects, sometimes even taking on new creators. This trick, Swarm, I don't even know who is behind it. I didn't see a name behind it. So what it is it's a gimmick card, right? So $40, what do you get? You get a gimmick card. Okay, it is a gimmicked card, and you're going to get one more piece inside that envelope that's going to enable you to make non-attractive things attractive. Eh? Okay. But in the trailer, they show this as a color change, right? Not just a color change, but a signed card color change, right? So you have a card pulled out of a red deck. It's signed by the spectator. You can turn it around, show that it's a red card, and then just with like a toss or a flick or a magical gesture, their signed card becomes blue. So that's kind of cool. But then there's also a second part, really felt tacked on, that it was like, oh, by the way, this single card also allows you to produce very small objects, like in a flash. So they're showing you in the trailer that he's got a card, there's nothing there, and then in a blink of an eye, there's a coin, right, or a ring. But the color change still happens also. It's like, if you didn't really pay attention, the color change happened as well. So not only does the object appear, but the card changes color, which I think sends a mixed message to your audience. Is like, well, what was I looking at, right? What magic was I supposed to look at? So I really felt like Swarm was maybe kind of an incomplete idea. So I want to get into it. I already told you what you get in the box. Is it what I thought? Yes, it is what I thought, and it's what several of you think as well. I've seen your comments on the trailer, or I've seen your comments out on the forums. People are all taking their guess as to what this is. The trailer didn't fool anybody because sadly, they filmed the trailer in such a way that revealed the gimmick. And a lot of people called them out on it, and it's blatant, it's right there. And so in sneaky words, I call this a bird wing. It's a bird wing, right? Because birds, you know, they flap their wings as they fly. So you've seen bird wing gimmicks before in the past, and this is what it is. They're not bringing anything new to the table here. Is it well made? It's very well made. It is very well made, and I've never seen one made like this that enables you to display a signed card. So that's kind of cool. Usually when these gimmicks are made, you do some sort of rollover double, right? You show the signed card, then you put it back on the deck, then you lift the card back up again, but you're only showing the back design. Then it changes color, and then you put it back on the deck, you roll a double. There's too many movements, right? With Swarm, they eliminate that. So they just say, hey, look, you got a signed card, it's got a blue back, whammo, now it's red and it's still signed. And it can all happen at the fingertips, right? So I get what they're trying to do, absolutely, and kudos for what they were trying to do. And it is well made. The video though, overall quality and production value, it's 45 minutes long, 45, and it's basically one long overhead shot. All they're doing is showing you the gimmick and how to operate it from an overhead shot. You don't get one live performance, not one. You don't even get one studio performance, nothing. Nothing, not even an online, like here's how you could do it for TikTok, or here's how you could do it for Instagram, nothing. They give you an intro, they talk about what you get. They talk to you about how to use the gimmick with the spectator's signed card, and they're gonna cover some angles, they're gonna cover loading, cover ditching, then they cover the object production, like how to make a small object appear, and then the end is customization. How could you make this over again, but maybe with a different colored back? Pocket size, it's really only the size of a single card folded in half, right? Because that's really what it is. And it would basically hide in your deck if you are carrying it out in the real world. If you were gonna hide it in your deck, I would probably remove your jokers, remove any ad cards, and maybe one or two more cards, just to make sure it all fits. And I would say that while it is hiding in your deck in the loaded position, it does make a considerable break in your deck that is visible from the sides. So you need to be very aware of your angles. Let's talk about angles. As you can imagine, there are angles. The angles pop up in the video, in the trailer, and throughout the video, they say, be mindful. Now those, their words, not mine, okay? In their own explanation, in their own tutorial, the teacher constantly says, be mindful a lot. Be mindful of lighting, be mindful of performance angles, be mindful of how far away your spectator is. You need to be mindful. You don't want people too close. You don't want the lighting to be too bright. You probably would rather be in a darker environment, or like maybe a restaurant. I think that would work great. I think restaurant magic would work. Or like club, right? Club magic, or online, really. Online is gonna be where you can control everything the best. You can watch your video back, see if your angles were covered, and if they weren't, you can delete that video and make another one. Can it be inspected? It should never be seen, right? It should never be seen. And slice and difficulty level, I did find the object knacky. Knacky to load the spectator's sign card, knacky to ditch. And again, in their own tutorial, they say, yes, we are aware that you could see the palm and ditch happening in the trailer. And then they say, we did that on purpose. That's hard to believe. I don't know. It's hard to believe that you would leave mistakes in the trailer on purpose. And they said they did that so they would reveal to you the work that's involved. But when so many other companies try to hide the secret and try to downplay the gimmicky and the knackiness, they almost put it on display. So the trailer just does not sell it for the individual. And then when you watch the explanation back, they make excuses for it. So it's really hard. It's really hard to get behind this project. Setup and reset, it's a little bit of setup, not much. Like I said, the gimmick does a lot of the work for you. But the setup of getting their sign card to nest in the gimmick, what is a knacky thing. Positives. I think TikTok and online magicians are gonna love this. Negatives, let's talk about negatives. First, there's an audio tell. That means there's a sound, right? A sound. So there's that. There's also the lighting issue that you have with the gimmick, whereas you can visually see what type of gimmick this is. So many magicians were saying, I know this is a blank card. They were just calling it out. Because if you can see it in the trailer, then chances are in real life, it's going to be even more obvious. Like I said, I found the gimmick hard to load and ditch, so it was knacky there, and they make a lot of excuses for it in the tutorial, which is bad. They admit that there's bad angles. They admit that there was knacky palms. They admit that there was exposure in the trailer. He kept saying, be mindful of this, be mindful of that. it just didn't help. There's even one point in the trailer where they have a redback card and they throw it on the ground and it becomes blue, and then he does it in the explanation and it doesn't work. They could have filmed it in the explanation. Dude, video is free, right? Video is free. You can just film things over and over and over again until you get the perfect shot. And if you're making a tutorial, yes, when you make tutorial videos, those magicians, they do make mistakes. They make mistakes even in tutorials, and you know what they do? They reshoot it. So when he did that trick and it didn't work, the right thing to do would have been just delete that and reshoot it. But instead, they just admit that, yeah, that doesn't work all the time. No, that's bad. Second, I'm not even on second. This is just part two. Part two of my negatives. The appearance of the object, right? It just seemed like a tacked on side effect. Like it's a side effect of the nature of the gimmick. I mean, yes, of course it does that because of the nature of the gimmick. But it's only going to work with very small objects, very flat objects that take advantage of the attractive nature of the object. Plus, like I was saying earlier, why in the world is the card changing color at the same time that you're producing an object? Like, if you were really going to do this as an object production, what I would do is I would go into the customization part, rebuild it so that when it changed, it didn't change color. I would make another swarm gimmick that was red and red, not red and blue. Because in the trailer, I don't even know why they didn't do that for the trailer. Why didn't they have a second gimmick in the trailer that was just red and red, and so that you didn't see any color change? Because the color change alerts the eye what happened. So why did they put the color change in there with the object production? It didn't make any sense. So, you know how like a swarm of bees feels really like scary and like all over the place? That's how this trick felt to me, which is sad because, again, like I said at the top of this, I love Daryl and Daryl. They're very creative. I even like their book test. Their book test was awesome too. So I don't know, just between the trailer and the poor tutorial, it's really hard to recommend this. Like I said, I think TikTok people and online magicians, because of the nature of this, it would probably work great. Really, I mean, if you're a TikTok magician or an online magician, you spend $40 on this, you could probably get several thousand views off of a trick like this. Easy, right? As long as you're controlling your lighting and your angles, you could get a couple thousand views for your $40. So highly recommended for you online magicians. But in real life, I think this is gonna be tough to pull off, tough to convince. And there's easier ways to do a color change. There's just easier ways to do a color change. With a sign card, even just a DL would work, really, right? So, yeah, Swarm by Abstract Effects. Big, huge thanks to Murphy's Magic Supplies for allowing me to have this so that I could do the review for you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, did you know there are over 300 videos and reviews that you've never even seen here at Magic Orthodoxy? It's true. And if you join the membership section today, you'll get unlimited access to that exclusive content. What are those videos? These would be the magic tricks that I buy with my own money. These are the tricks that I want, the tricks I am the most excited about. All you have to do is click the join button on your screen. And there are 2 exciting ways to join. For $2, you'll get access to 8 extra videos a month, 8 brand new videos a month. And for $5 a month, you'll get access to 12 new videos a month. Not to mention, you'll also be part of an exclusive community of almost 500 other magicians. And if you can't find the join button, I will put a link in the description of today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.